Hello and welcome to a most British space adventure. Do not switch off your computer or force quit when the hourglass icon is displayed. Doing so could corrupt your save data and potentially become the catalyst for an irate tantrum that could hypothetically lead to destruction of nearby expensive electrical equipment. Billy Goat Entertainment Limited cannot be held responsible for this. They're a small indie developer, they can't afford the litigation. You've been warned. Basically, if shit fucks up, don't take your PC out in the rain and give it a fucking chewing. Don't be a weirdo. You've been warned. Continue! Well, that's a bit awkward. I'm going to hide my cursor. Well, that made what could be called a dangerous amount of sense. I shall also slightly lower the streaming settings for shit seems to be going weird. Right. Quick look at the options menu. Music, we can turn that down a little bit. Thereabouts. Speech, that's always good. Text options. Queen's English. Deutsch. Oh. I was almost hoping that it would be Queen's English. Scouse. Brummy. Voice English American. English or American. I wonder how that subtitles on and off. Well, we shall put them on. Input keyboard and mouse, WASD, left mouse to select, Control plus left mouse to interact, well for the interaction wheel, inventory swap, interaction wheel. Right, so Control left mouse is absolute bullshit, we don't need that. Quality high, target FPS 60, full screen on, real-time reflections, advanced, custom quality. Right, we shall turn motion blur off. Turn shadow a little bit down. Rightio. And at some point during the adventure I shall, in the wake of the political developments during the summer of 2016 and the events that followed, Britain found itself something. Frustrated by the demise blah blah blah, having dissolved Parliament, returning the United Kingdom to an autocratic government, improvements were immediate and wide-ranging. So, it does appear that the marmalade. Ah, there we go. So now it just loops. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Oh, Christ. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Just realised I should probably fucking share this fucking thing as well. Shit. Fuck. Shit.
Here we are, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Space, the final frontier. I am Captain Frank Lee English, and these are the voyages of the starship HMSS Imperialize. Our mission? To explore strange new worlds, to seek out new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Rousing stuff, Captain English, sir.
You really think so? I was afraid it would sound a little bit cliched. The last thing I'd want would be for anyone listening to think that was going to be representative of the quality of all our dialogue throughout this entire voyage.
Perhaps it's best not to heighten expectations too early on, boyo.
Yes, Jones. A healthy dose of self-deprecation should neutralize the mildly xenophobic nature of the mission we've been tasked with by Her Majesty, Queen of Great Britain and of the Commonwealth Realms.
Yeah, so long as we can avoid resorting to
I can't name my guy.
jokes, we should be fine.
Also, don't play silly.
I absolutely agree, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Well, I'm parched. Who's for tea?
Select an option. Either tell our subordinate to go make a cup of tea. Fuck
You
it.
stay here at the controls, Jones, while I navigate to the ship's kitchen facilities to acquire a refreshing beverage. The walk will give me the chance to familiarize
A most
myself
refreshing
with the
beverage.
intuitive navigation system.
Can you grab us a cup too?
Perhaps.
I feel compelled to say an authoritative yet non-committal perhaps in this circumstance, Jones. It would be an appropriate reason to practice using the inventory system, yet I fear that such a magnanimous gesture may erode the command hierarchy aboard this vessel. I'll be on my way now, just as soon as I choose to exit this chair.
We have chosen to leave the chair. Tray table.
I appear to have activated some sort of context-sensitive menu.
Interact with the tray table.
Best stow this for now.
Safety
I appear
instructions.
to have activated some sort of I would do well to study these closely in case of an emergency, like we're stranded immobile in space.
Is there anything humorous over here? No, we shall exit the cockpit.
Now, to find the kitchen. If memory serves me correct, it's just down this corridor, beyond the fourth wall.
Beyond the fourth wall, you say?
It's an informative map displaying the many high-definition areas aboard Her Majesty's spaceship Imperialize. That's the gravity simulation switch. The animators rather we leave it on. Less things to move.
Ah, so the theme seems to be self-awareness. That's good. That is good. Well, that is the sitting room.
Presumably the manufacturer opted for shards of metal as opposed to goose down.
Alright then. Nothing but whinging. Nope, nope. Bedroom, kitchen. Ah. Fourth wall. Which is broken. Subtle. Look, we are subtle. I've just realised something. Something. G-E-R-T-E-A. Alright. I've just realised something very important. Something that will require me to be right back. In my haste to be here on this glorious day, I'd left the stove on, which is never really a good thing to do. Right, toast. We shall take some toast. We shall put it in our mouths. Toast, interact.
I am feeling rather peckish.
Toast.
That settled it. I'm going gluten-free when I get back to old Blighty.
Indeed, Ted. Stanley bottom come. Microwave out of order.
Mild green washing up liquid.
Drop for drop, very clean, small plates than any other leading brand.
Why, it's packed to the rafters with mild English cheddar. Plenty to share.
Cracking! Cracking cheese, Gromit. Talk to the cheese.
I don't believe the isolation of space has forced me to talk to the furniture just yet.
It is cheese. Therefore it is not a furniture item. Anyway, we shall leave the thing be now.
That's the radio wave oven. It's the same idea as a conventional microwave oven, except while your meal is cooking, you can listen to the cricket on Radio 5. What are your prime directives? I'll just get piping hot tea all over my hands. And I didn't enjoy that the first time.
Hello, nobody. Right, well, it does appear that we need some kind of a... Oh, there we go. Alad's mug. Seems to be Welsh then.
It's for my Rosie Lee. Sorry, Cockney crockery. It's Alad's mug, isn't it?
Right, we've got Alad's mug, we've got English's mug, we've got cheddar, we've got washy liquid. Examine.
Cup of cha. Cup of cha.
Good, proper mug. Use inventory
I'm
item.
afraid I've nothing useful to hand.
Oh, shush you. Right. Equip. Ah.
It really takes the misery out of making tea.
Life is horrible. I am ill. And that's about it. Other than that, life is brilliant. Except not really. There we go, mixy.
Of course, the downside of having a sentient being responsible for making the tea is that every so often it forgets how much milk to add.
Right, well, we've made tea, and I assume that was pretty much what we were supposed to do. Inconspicuous door. Well, we shall fucking open it, shan't we?
Surely you can't be serious.
Well,
of course, in England they'd call it a Hoover.
indeed, and that was, of course, a Leslie the Hoover, which I assume to be a reference to a good old Henry Hoover. Computer.
This computer is full of secret data. We keep the intel inside. There appears to be something stuck in the drive. Gosh, no matter how many times I keep clicking on things, this drive won't become unblocked. I'll have to think of something else.
Well, I assume that is not a quest for right now. However, bedroom.
Aren't you supposed to be going to the kitchen, boyo? You won't find anything fit for human consumption in there.
Right, well, Aled, you can get the fuck. Dickhead. Right, we shall equip the Welsh mug of tea. Perhaps.
Any danger of making that tea, boyo?
Awfully sorry for the delay.
Never mind, boyo. How did you manage to carry it in there without spilling any?
Well, I've just been very careful. Ever since that whole Deepwater Horizon incident.
I don't really have anywhere to set this. You won't take over the controls from it until I finish. Wouldn't want to spill anything over these expensive electronics.
But of course! Why, if such a thing were to happen, we'd have a real puzzle on our hands.
Wink wink, nod nod. Say no more, say no more.
Just go easy. Keep it steady.
Fly the ship while Sub-Lieutenant Jones takes his fucking tea.
Yes?
Flight safe mode disabled. Commencing cabin depressurization. Opening rear cargo doors.
Careful,
Venting
boyo.
reserve
Keep it
oxygen
steady.
Okay.
Primary starboard fuel cell jettisoned.
So...
Life support systems offline. Daisy.
Daisy, give me your answer.
Holy cow!
Oh, it is a cow.
Ah! Look what you've done! I told you to keep it steady.
Good heavens! What a waste of perfectly good tea.
I think we should be more concerned about the irreparable damage done to the ship's steering system. Both problems, by the way, are your fault.
Look, obviously, the controls weren't calibrated to account for my superior strength. They were more sensitive than a pubescent poet. Regardless, we'll have plenty of time to argue about this now that we're stranded. Unless, of course, we can replace the controls with something else.
When you
Wait, I think
say
I've seen that
we,
joystick in
I mean
a
the
still
royal
action with
we.
you.
I'll sort this out. Don't move. I don't want you dribbling on anything else. Honestly, you're worse than the elderly.
Find something to replace the damaged cockpit controls. So, find a new joystick. Alrighty then.
There's been a slight infestation. The lower decks are on lockdown.
Oh. Well, that's alright then. A telescope.
Now, what do we have here? Ah! Good lord.
How very droll.
Very odd. It appears to be stuck With great power comes great responsibility. Remarkable. It would appear one of our Oxbridge-educated engineers has installed hinges on both sides of this door. How is that even possible? No flagship worth its salt would be without a draconian list of rules to adhere to. It specifically says no rustling.
No, no rustling. No slurping also, Why am I clicking? I just realised that there's an actual WASD like control scheme. Rubber glove! Or a marigold.
It might fit Allard's dainty hand. I've a bit more girth.
Cat litter.
Without the right tools for the job, I'm not risking it. It might fit Allard's dainty hand.
No.
I've a bit more girth. I'm prone to stage fright with an audience. The porcelain throne.
This, well, the writing very much reminds me of the mysteries of Little Riddle. Which is a rather fun puzzle game. Playable with 4 people in a competitive kind of system. QW. Okay then.
Stop before I start to lose my gains, brah. The upholstery is made from genuine organic polyester.
Genuine polyester. Oh, there we go. That's a controller.
Of course, it lacks the precision of a mouse and keyboard.
The amount of references in this fucking thing is too damn high. Oh. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything fun here. Anything that I can do here?
I can't use these two together.
How about a little bit of gamepad?
I doubt combining these two will prove to be particularly useful.
Alright, well that is now powered up.
That's the radio wave oven. It's the same idea as a conventional microwave oven, except while your meal is cooking, you can listen to the cricket on Radio 5. Surely you can't be serious.
Right.
That leads into the sitting room.
Indeed. Well, let us go use Allard's dainty hand for a nice bit of something. Something involving a marigold.
Now, let's see.
In the likely event of an emergency, first panic. Then embrace the situation as an opportunity to exhibit your flair for lateral thinking. Once that fails, just try combining anything you've picked up with random stuff from the environment. That typically works, sometimes. Well, they clearly know how point-and-click games work, so that is to their credit, I assume.
The animators rather we leave it on. Less things to move.
Right, well, I am going to mess with it every possible moment I have, just, you know. Because that's how things are done, I'm afraid. Pick up the safety instructions.
I would do well to study these closely in case of an emergency. Like we're strapped. Best stow this for now.
Right, let us examine.
I'll have to take a closer look at these safety instructions. For peace of puzzle. I mean mind. Peace of mind. Why, the humble paperclip. A staple of any adventure gamer's inventory.
Ah, the staple. The staple. The everything. The nothing. Everything. That's a doggo. Sit down. Right.
Have you found something to replace the controls you broke yet?
I have. Stuff
That
that.
sort of stuff isn't tolerated in the workplace. We don't share that kind of relationship.
How about the game controller?
That sort of stuff isn't tolerated in the workplace.
Equip the fucking there we go.
Here, plug this in. See if it works.
No joy, boyo.
What? Isn't it supposed to be plug and play?
No, boyo. You'll have to install the drivers first.
Well, can't you just download them in here?
The Wi-Fi can't reach this part of the ship. Try getting online in one of the other rooms. See if you can download the drivers onto something and bring it here.
I suppose you'll just be sitting here in the meantime.
That's how the genre works, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, well, it's probably a tedious puzzle to fix it.
Ah, isn't that fucking clever? Well, to be fair, it's always nice to play a point-and-click adventure game that pokes fun at the point-and-click adventure game genre. It's, you know, it's more fun than playing one of the serious ones after one of the serious ones. However, as far as the serious ones go, the anniversary edition of Gabriel Knight is very good. Very, very good. Very good.
Let's see if prodding this around fixes anything. Aha!
Oh, we have acquired a floppy.
1.44 megabytes of virgin digital space.
Noise. Actually, just realised that. Don't we need to? Yeah. There we go. Everything
now,
is
to download
sorted.
this driver, I just need to connect to the internet first. Bingo! Found it! Very odd. It won't let me save onto the disk. I
will
can't
not
seem
let
to
me save
onto it for some reason.
Whatever could be the
I can't
reason.
seem to save onto it
Oh.
for some reason.
There we go. If memory serves, which it might not, I think it should be sorted now. Actually, a nice little bit of clever puzzle that actually relies on the way the
Fantastic. Now
system
to
works.
quickly copy this driver. Whoa! Oh, sorry. Oh, gosh, is that the time? It'll be starting to get dark outside. Best check up on Allard and see if he's dried off.
Right, we shall take the floppy.
It's remarkable how much information can be stored on something so compact.
I know, the secrets of floppy disks. And fucking snooze as well.
Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Allard. Wake up. Wake up, Allard. Oh, this is useless. He'll be out for hours unless I can think of another way to wake him up.
Right. Pour it on him.
What's going on? What are you playing at, boyo?
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. It felt like someone else was in control of my inhibitions.
Hello, framing
Just give me the
Cazador.
driver so we can GTFO.
GTFO.
Get things functioning and online. You need to swat up in your acronyms. FFS. For future scenarios.
Right. Anyway. Drivers. Ah. It's always so
Here,
difficult when people
install
change
this,
their names.
and we should be underway again.
Not that I'm
you
very
could have
good with
used my
names.
USB pen, you know.
What? Is that another one of your acronyms I'm supposed to know?
What? Universal Serial Bus?
Oh dear. Oh dear, there we go.
Serial bus. I know you're just making that one up.
Well, boyo, I've got some good news and some bad news. Which one do you want first?
Hello, future history emperor. Well, I'd like the bad news
Give me
first.
the grim, demoralizing reality first, then ensure I quickly forget its severity with a light-hearted human interest tale, preferably involving a cat and a musical instrument.
Alright, boyo. Well, the bad news is that before this driver will work, one of us is going to have to descend into the dark depths of the ship to perform the emergency systems reset procedure.
You mean turn everything off and on again?
Yes, but the good news is it's a one-person job, so only one of us will have to do it.
Yeah,
Galaxy
presumably
DJ,
I'll be the one doing the
it
legwork,
does
as usual.
ring a bell. I think it was
Well,
one of the
if you want,
Fallout
we could
3
make it seem like you had a choice
streams,
in the matter.
I
Yeah, we'll
reckon.
flip for it. Heads or tails?
How about tails? I get head, and head I get tails.
Tails never fails.
It's heads.
Blast. I can't help but feel that somehow that was always going to happen.
What fates impose that men must needs abide, it boots not to resist both wind and tide.
Gosh, the writing on this voyage just stepped up a level. That was borderline Shakespeare.
Aye, borderline.
Right, I'm off.
Alright then. Ah, we can enter the forbidden depths. Fucking brilliant.
I haven't been up here long and already I think I've started to lose muscle density.
Ah, now I remember you. That instantly made me remember you.
On a more positive note, it would appear my bone density has remained unaffected.
Right, so this is what the... Now I need to go and run on the fucking treadmill. Right, well at least it gets used.
It's just like exercising at the gym, albeit without the judgment of others.
Ah, the judgment. The delicious, savoury judgment of others.
If you want a job done around here, you've got to do it yourself.
Right, let's have a good look here.
Let's see.
So, to upper deck, we are here. 24-hour weather update, gallery exhibition, outdoor attire, biological testing facility, and emergency power reset. Cracking! Enter lab. Engineering.
That switch activates the self-destruct sequence.
There is now on-screen commentary about Brexit. It is labelled the self-destruct switch. Emergency Brexit, self-destruct switch. I think the political feelings of the makers of this game have been adequately...
Didn't go so well the last time that was pressed.
Adequately showcased, I think. Rather hope. 10,000 volts.
As I said to the boys on our rugby tour of the Netherlands back in '87, I'm not touching that without adequate protection.
Oh.
It might fit Alan's dainty hand. I have a bit more girth. I'm sure there's a more practical use for this. We'll agree to disagree about that. I think it would be best if I did some... It's not the worst idea I've ever heard. I remember I didn't think they'd get along.
No, rather not. Well, that would have been rather too simple anyway, so we must press on. Out of the fucking din of the engine compartment. Ah, boyo.
It's part of the laboratory equipment the biologist we were supposed to have on board brought.
I mean, you say you were supposed to, but there appears to be a bloke in there somewhere. That's a cuff. That's a cuff. That is an eye. That's an eye. That, I reckon, is a moustache under that nose, and that is either a... I think it's a bad haircut, but if... No, it's a bad haircut. I was hoping that it could have been a bowler
Not sure what
hat.
happened to him. No one's seen him for weeks.
Oh, and of course there's the... Well, yeah, we've
Not to
been
worry.
over this.
I'm sure he'll turn up. It doesn't appear to be working.
Oh dear. Well, I'm sure we shall be fixing that at some point, for
It has
some
a
reason.
warmth that you simply don't get with digital. Especially if you burn the sleeve as well.
More exercise equipment. Ah. I rather assume that this is one of those other kinds of puzzles. Right. Equip. Let's put the disc back on there. get on the bike.
If you could bottle it, you'd make a fortune. It's a long voyage, so we have to recycle urine into drinking water. Well, more specifically, we recycle urine into Sub-Lieutenant Jones' drinking water. There's no place like home.
Property of E. Schrödinger.
Box is sealed shut. Why? It would be impossible to determine the fate of any biological life form inside.
I think I just saw a cat peek through there though, so I think it's okay.
Property of Irvin Schrödinger. The box is sealed shut. Why? It would be impossible to determine the fate of any biological life form inside.
No. Give it another poke.
The box is sealed shut. Why? It would be impossible to determine the fate of any biological life form inside.
Aw. New save. Override. 35% completion.
It isn't great for the environment. Replacement ribbons are a real biohazard.
Well, this appears to be a what is called a short-ish game.
Genuine British compressed air.
Genuine British air. Ooh, ooh! I know what I shall do. I shall.
I'm sure this'll come in. Wait for it. Handy, eh?
Ah, we have. I reckon we've stretched it out rather now, so that'll be good. Equip, and now I think we can go and touch the electrified thingies with our marigolds because, well.
Voila! That should significantly reduce the risk of death by electrocution. Always a comforting reassurance. This should do the trick. No, that's... yes, right. Oops, I be ever so clumsy. Ah well, no harm done. Let's check back with Allard and see if that's sorted everything. Down here it's starting to give me the creeps.
A man by the unlikely name of Frankly British. English, actually. Frankly English. There he is. With his bald fucking face.
I see Allard's activated the autopilot and skived off.
Well then.
Call me old-fashioned, but I prefer the more natural look. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met. I'm Frank, but please, call me Captain English.
Welcome.
Captain English.
How may I be of assistance?
Is there a Mr.
I don't
Autopilot?
suppose there's a Mr. Autopilot, perchance?
Compiler error. Incompatible types. Access denied.
So, how's everything going? Are we on track to be finished by tea?
That is from Mass
ETA
Effect.
to waypoint. Tango Echo Alpha. Calculating. Calculating. Cannot define. Please refer to string length idiom for more details.
So, how long have you been an autopilot?
Calculating. Calculating. Error. You do not have permission to access this data.
I think I'll log off.
It is now safe to be removed.
Alright then.
Surely, the writers could try and plagiarize a wider variety of sources.
Can I offer you some fairy?
I fear we may need to curtail this imaginative thinking. I'm sure there's another more rational use for this.
No.
See, the autopilot's working, unlike Sub-Lieutenant Jones.
Maybe he's been eaten by a brew, or a ghost, or some kind of other kind of spooky spook.
Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
I don't suppose you noticed anything out of the ordinary earlier when I was performing that emergency systems reset procedure. Specifically immediately once the power came back on.
No. Why, should I have?
Well, I don't know. Probably not. Forget I mentioned it.
What are you up to?
What is it you're tinkering with there, Jones? That isn't our reconnaissance rover you're disassembling, is it?
Well, but, funny story. While you were downstairs attending to that very complicated, laborious task, flicking that switch on and off, I've been running a variety of pre-mission calibration tests on the Beagle 2-2.
I presume that's why the floor's covered with bits of toy Hot Wheels track.
Firstly, the fact that this modular vehicular pathway simulation system happens to be mass-produced and branded as a children's toy is irrelevant. And secondly, yes.
That's all well and good, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. However, if I recall correctly, we were specifically advised that the Beagle 2-2 tended to function significantly better when its complicated array of electronics and mechanical components were positioned inside its aluminium housing.
Look, I just have to make a few minor repairs. During a centrifugal force resistance simulation, the rover proved exceedingly resistant.
So it flew off the loop bit.
That would be a valid interpretation of events, yes.
Alright then.
Sounds like I'm going to be required to go on some kind of scavenger hunt. What do you need?
To get the rover going again?
For the time being, that's all I feel I'm obligated to offer, yes.
I think the rigorous nature of the test may have burned out the main motor.
I see. So, I'll have to find something to create some sort of electromagnet that'll revolve when a current is passed through it. I'll have to fashion a pulley system of sorts to drive power to the wheels. Something with a taut elastic band should do the trick, like an alluring undergarment. Now, if I was to remove the elastic...
Alternatively, but you could just always grab me a spare. We've got a cupboard full of them.
Oh.
Who's driving the boat?
Nobody. We're tied. I turned the autopilot on.
She was only installed a week ago and already her standards are slipping. Be sure to put your toys away when you're done.
Right. So, we require a replacement motor. I shall enter the bedroom with the use of an alluring disguise.
I can't use these two together.
No, but I do need to get this cupboard open.
It would be terribly brutish for one to resort to force to open this door. I'm sure I'll be able to find a solution, lest I become unhinged.
How about cheese? Cheese usually helps things.
Very odd. It appears to be stuck.
Not that odd. Cheese?
I doubt combining these two will prove to be particularly useful.
Cheese is always useful, no matter the context. Delicious, delicious cheese. Right, well, we've been given access to what I assume is the entirety of the ship now, so... Maybe Aled will like a bit of cheese as some kind of a...
If I do that, I'll have to go on a course. Unfortunately, dairy is one of 3 things Sub-Lieutenant Jones is allergic to. The other 2 being early starts and manual labour.
Oh. Oh dear. No cheese for you then. I rather feel this may have soured our relationship as well. Cheese for the Hoover?
I'm sure there's a more practical use for this.
Practical, yes. Funny, no.
We'll agree to disagree about that.
Well, clearly the answers must be below deck. Below the presentation deck. Schaefer's deck sealant.
I think it would be best if I did something else with this.
Right, fuck it, back to the ghost land.
Once more onto the breach we go.
Right, well, let's check out the airlock first. Nope, you do not. Well,
I don't feel suitably dressed to be heading out.
Of course you can tell a funny story. I am in fact quite literally powerless to stop you from telling a funny story if you so please. So.
It's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Well, since there's a helmet there and a thingy there, you can be fairly certain we're going to have to go outside at some point. Almost like real life, except without space helmets. And with more grocery shopping. Right.
It's part of the laboratory equipment.
Let's add
I
fairy to
think
something.
they'd get along.
Oh, shush you.
I don't believe the isolation of space has forced me to talk to the
Fairy.
I fear we may need to curtail this imaginative thinking. I'm sure there's another...
Fairy.
There is a procedure that we have to adhere to. Preserved thanks to the tireless efforts of hipsters from all corners of Shoreditch. I can't use these two together.
Fairy.
I doubt combining these two will prove to be particularly useful. I'm sure there's a more practical use for this. Seems to be one of those pay-to-win games. Gosh! It's full of the blighters. It's part of the laboratory equipment. It's part of the laboratory equipment the biologist we were supposed to have. I'm not sure what happened to him. No one's seen him for weeks. Not to worry. I'm sure he'll turn up.
Right, well maybe we can find another place to put the disc. As children of the age of 3 are wont to do, of course. They do shit themselves.
That switch activates the self-destruct sequence. It's a precision-engineered German motorized screwdriver.
Oh. Well, a screwdriver makes a lot more sense than using dishwashing liquid, but is it more fun? No. No, it isn't.
Right. I'll have this open in a jiffy.
Oh, cracking.
Aha! That's what I'm after. Splendid. Why, that was very straightforward. However, I can't help but feel if I had my time again, I'd do something different. Oh well, best get this to Alad. I like the chap, but not in that.
So,
said I don't give
a 3-year-old kid shot himself under a table, and then an old woman tried to pull him out, and the kid started yelling,
now
bitches,
get this
bitches,
mess
bitches.
cleared up and put the Beagle Tutu back together.
That is certainly a very strange story.
For the last time, the left stick moves it forward and back.
By Jove, it works!
In 600,000 yards, your destination will be on the right. You've reached your destination.
Sub-Lieutenant Jones, we've arrived! The new world! Quickly, break open a container of property of ER2 flags and prepare a landing party!
As much as I'd love to jump onto the surface and soak up the radioactive atmosphere of this uncharted, most likely fatally hazardous planet, I think it may be an idea to send the Beagle 2-2 down first, just to get a feel for the place.
I've considered your suggestion, Sub-Lieutenant Jones, and have made the executive decision to send the Beagle 2-2 down for a quick recce, prior to making our own triumphant descent. The extra time will allow us to properly consider which 19th century member of the aristocracy to name this place after.
Aristocracy!
Launching probe.
Ooh.
Oh, gosh, I didn't realize we had full damage switched on. Right. Well, we'll have to go down and salvage the rover. It'll look very embarrassing if we lose another one of these. Set us down.
Well, there was a Statue of Liberty there, and I think some kind of Delta Airlines flight.
So, Sub-Lieutenant Jones, what exactly do we know about this place?
Well, it's an uncharted rock structure, somewhere outside the range of what was previously understood to be the limit of human interstellar travel.
I see. I don't suppose you could enlighten the audience with anything a little more specific.
Look, I'm called Aled Jones, probably the most generic, stereotypical Welsh name in existence. It's clear that whoever's writing this hasn't bothered doing a terrible amount of research. I wouldn't count on anything specific.
How will we go about finding the location of the Beagle 2-2? Presumably we have some kind of app for that.
I'm afraid not. We could download one. Only costs 69p.
69 pence? Not bad when it's free.
Right.
The plan is, we head out, walk around aimlessly, look at a load of stuff eliciting a series of wry remarks, then start clicking everywhere until something happens.
I linger in the background and provide a series of hints if you feel things are a little too vexing.
Why break tradition, eh, Sub-Lieutenant Jones? Let's go!
It was funny when the guy who told that story on his stream. Alright then, I suppose you had to be there.
No doubt filled with epic loot, as they say on the YouTubes.
Filled with the epic loot.
Cheers, Matt.
I wonder if there's...
Nothing else can be salvaged.
Ooh, a rock.
It's a rock.
No, we cannot offer a cheese. Or fairy liquid. Well, can you see anything with your elven eyes?
Look, boyo, over there,
Where?
by that rock.
Would it trouble you immensely to use another point of reference, Sub-Lieutenant Jones?
Fine, boyo, by that gorilla.
Good grief! That's the second biggest monkey I've ever seen.
I think he's holding the Beagle 2-2.
Put that down, you damn dirty ape! Come on, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Let's get after him.
Using our wooden ladder that we've stolen from a 16th century ship. Ooh, there's the Statue of Liberty.
It's another rock.
Good rock. Bits of the Beagle 2 and yet another rock.
There are a lot of rocks.
Ooh, it's a shrubbery. with a white picket fence around it.
No point leaving without a souvenir.
Indeed.
It really does look nice. And not too expensive.
Doesn't it just? It looks nice, not too expensive, and most of all, it reminds us all that there is such a movie
Not
as...
so fast, you English mongrels. What do we have here, Pierre? Ah. Well, I see. Well, it would appear that you are too late, monsieur.
English. Captain Frank Lee English.
I'd just like to clarify that I'm not actually English. I'm Welsh.
Monsieur English and Monsieur Welsh. It would appear
Where's
that you have been
the
too
French?
late. Mon subordinate Pierre and moi have beaten you and your queen to this rich, fertile, nouveau world.
It's a bit rocky.
Little bit rocky, ouais, petit landscaping required. But soon, the ground you are defecating with your presence will be the location of my vast winery, growing the sweetest French crepes the world has ever tasted. And everyone will eat crepes, wear berets, carry baguettes, ride bicyclettes, and all the other things we French like to do.
You're insane.
Am I? And how are you going to stop me?
By clinging to past glories, by exhausting a list of social stereotypes, by solving a juvenile puzzle, by the power of Grayskull.
By the power of Grayskull, I have the power.
Oh, monsieur, I can't believe you actually said that.
I can.
I fear you underestimate the extent to which a conceited self-confidence, fueled by national historical achievements, can profit one in such circumstances.
Ha! We've been perfecting this same method for centuries. You'll have to do better than that.
We intend to ridicule you into submission, exhausting an extensive list of social stereotypes conceived through years of suspicion and ignorance.
Then what? Are you going to celebrate with a petit crumpet? Eh? Wash down with a cup of tea? Expose your crooked teeth while you laugh regaling this tale with your unsatisfied wives? Ha! Can't play that game, Monsieur English.
Honestly, I imagine this standoff will be resolved through the completion of some sort of moderately juvenile, yet entertaining puzzle.
How can you be so sure?
Well, it's got us this far. Well, we could... Look! A three-headed monkey!
Where?
Quick, Sub-Lieutenant Jones, run!
Oh, merde! How did I fall for that? Wait, you're right. I am too trusting. Pardonnez-moi, I'm a sucker for the blue eyes.
What now, boyo?
Well, before we can legitimately lay claim to this new world, we need to remove their flag and hoist ours in its place.
We might be able to use the cheese on the French. This is true. Although it is English cheddar.
Just how these things work.
So you never know. I mean, it is lure Antoine and Pierre away from the French camp with the cunning use of their shrubbery.
Can't use these two together.
Well, let us pull out the
I doubt
fromage.
combining these two will prove to be particularly useful.
Eagle 2-2.
I'm sure there's a more practical use for...
Shush. We shall use le fromage. Oh, there they are.
Let's try and salvage something, like a spare wheel nut, or a fragment of dignity. Before its untimely passing, the Beagle 2-2 appears to have discovered a rock. Well, it's not quite Tutankhamun's tomb, but right now I'll take what I can get.
I wonder if we can throw the rock. Oh, they've got a bottle of wine open and everything. Ow.
It'll teach me to bring a rock to a gunfight.
Well, best cheese forward and all that.
Oh, I've brought a peace offering. A sample of delicious British dairy produce.
Do not insult my palate with your bland, insipid, rotten lactose. It pales in comparison to our superior, deliciously aged rotten lactose.
Well, that's diplomacy off the dining table.
Ah, it has become a cheese with holes. Cheddar with holes in it. Fairy liquid, maybe? No.
They're not biting. Perhaps I need to make my offer more appetizing. We'll agree to disagree about that.
I wonder if we could offer them a nice sip of fairy.
I think it would be best if I did something else with this.
Yes, I am tempted to agree. Right, let's have a good look around for... Right, clearly there must be something to be done to the rocks with possibly the use of some kind of gardening equipment.
I don't want to mess up my spade.
You're a spade.
I fear I'm at risk of repeating myself.
You are. Maybe we shall use it with the shrubbery.
That's all thing down, pitch much.
Or not. I suppose that's also... Right.
Stop! One step closer and I'll have you made into pate.
I don't want to mess up my spade.
Right, so no spade work.
Sub-Lieutenant Jones!
Aye, boyo?
How can we remove the
Ideas
French?
How to deal with our continental cousins.
Above my paycheck, boyo. Don't we have anything back in the ship to de-escalate diplomatic dramas?
I can't say I've much experience with triple Ds,
Oh, I've handled a couple.
but we may be able to fashion something on board to distract them.
Right,
Don't mind me.
back to the ship then. Oh, we've got frogs! The frogs love a bit of frog, don't they?
I won't be long, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Amuse yourself until I get back.
I'll try and recollect the last couple of hours.
This is true. They did gift it to the Americans, but it is made by the French, so... And it would be just like the French to go back on something like that.
I don't want to mess up my spade.
You're a spade.
I can't use these two together. I don't believe the isolation of... It doesn't appear to be working.
Oh, it doesn't, does it? Right. Well, clearly, we must... This must work in conjunction with it somehow. Maybe we can use it to produce a sound
I doubt
so
combining
shrill.
these two will prove to be particularly useful. I'm sure there's a more practical use for this. I think it would be best if I did something else with this.
Maybe we can shatter something, like for example glass. Record. No, we don't want to. Well, let's take the record and see if we can
It has a warmth
toy a
that you
little
don't
bit
get with digital.
with the actual
Especially
gramophone.
There's nothing on the turntable. It's a pedal-powered vintage.
Right.
No matter how bad things are going,
mean, I do like the music, but I don't think this is helping. No, I rather think that that is not working. The typewriter is just the save location. We shall...
It isn't great for the environment. Replacement ribbons are a real biohazard.
Well, I assume we can possibly, probably, maybe find something useful in the upstairs region. Also, the ghost thing hasn't come to a head yet, so I'm waiting, you know, to see what goes on there. Right, let's see. Cheese. Let's just equip the cheese and see where that takes us.
It's not the worst idea I've ever heard. I don't think they'd get along. I fear we may need to curtail this imaginative thinking. I'm sure there's another more I can't use these two together.
The game, my good friend, is Her Majesty's Spiffing. As it says on the video title as well.
I doubt combining these two will
we have a scoop
useful.
now. We've got a trowel, so we can scoop the poop.
Ooh. Ay, bendito. I make no bones about how grim that was.
A metal detector. Examine.
Fortunately, the majority of our ships made from balsa wood and papyrus, so the hull shouldn't interfere with this metal detector.
Detectotron 3000. No metal there. Oh dear, I've broken one of those. I wonder if I can actually... Oh, yep, broke another. Well, looks like Aled's going to be playing Reds.
Oh, what have we here? Either the upholstery's been woven from tinsel, or we've hit the jackpot. It's an elegant lady's purse, filled with loose change.
You have a YouTube channel. I've got a YouTube channel as well.
If you want a job done around here, you've got to do it yourself. While I'm here, I may as well give it a go. These chaps are slippery customers. I can't get a grip of the little blighter. He's too slippery.
Right. Well, I need to find a way to...
These chaps are slippery customers.
Need to find a way to slow them down, clearly.
I'm sure there's a more practical use for this. We'll agree to disagree about that. There is a procedure that we have to adhere to.
Well, Mr. Galaxy DJ, the game is a comedy space themed point and click game. You point at things and you click at things.
Gosh, it's full of the blighters.
Right. So now I have the means to capture a frog, except that they are too...
I can't get a grip of the little blighter. He's too slippery.
They are too slippery, so I need to come up with some kind of way to stun them, slow them, stick them to something. Maybe get a nice bit of glue board or something like that. Something sticky. Right, well, there is a thingy. Cheese, maybe? If not the cheese, then I need to go...
I did something else with this.
Right, so I need to go find something else. Well, I mean... They are too fast, too quick. Frogs, and how to slow them down. Maybe we can find something here.
Left aren't nearly as exciting.
No, it has to do it has to do something with the fucking gramophone. It has to, because it is right next to it, it's pointed in the fucking direction. It has to have to do something. It has to have to be a One of these words is not like the others. One of these words doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Preserved thanks to the tireless efforts of hipsters from all corners of Shoreditch.
Right, so one side is Iron Maiden. Oh. It's two-sided. No, equip the fucking disc. There we go. We put the disc on. Jesus, those frogs don't look good. But that's okay, no one fucking cares. They're frogs, and we shall offer them to the French.
Gotcha!
I must say that actual frog legs,
You know the old
cooked
saying?
frog legs, look
A
very
frog in the
fucking
hand is
creepy.
worth two in the biological science testing facility.
Right, well, we've got a frog.
He's a happy chap. There's a real spring in his step. How convenient! The cheese sticks to his moist green flesh, thus progressing this ethically questionable puzzle.
He's not wrong, it is ethically questionable. Cheesy frog.
It's not the worst idea.
We shall go and feed the French with a little bit of frog. Hello. Yes. Yes, you actually combine the cheese with the frog.
If my moderately racist grandparents have taught me anything, it's that this should work. What is this sorry excuse for that? Is that Swiss cheese? A slice of Emmental de Savoie would eat the dash right now. Qu'est-vous? Une petite entrée as well? Bien, les condiments, allez! Don't let him get away. Huzzah! I hope the little fella's alright. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure they won't harm him. They're not complete savages, just French.
Remove the tricolour, hoist the Union Jack.
Ah! It appears to be protected by some kind of high-tech electrical wizardry.
We shall steal the wine.
I can't. I'm teetotal.
Ah,
I say, that's quite the collection of wine.
security system. Well, I happen to know that if you...
I can't get any closer to the control panel to shut it off. The static's too thick. I can't get any closer to the control panel to shut it off. The static's too thick.
No. Let us consult the Welshman.
Sub-Lieutenant Jones,
Aye, boyo?
your sister's studying in Swansea. Been down recently?
Not to visit her. A few of us went camping around the Gower, though. It's lovely the further out to the city you go.
Yes. The further the better. Don't mind me.
Right, well, if we can't get to it... Well, actually, snails are actually quite nice. I do like snails. Maybe we can use a rock.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that I've got. I'm still Francis from, talking.
I do like snails, but snails are inherently a delivery system for garlic butter.
How's that?
I will add the fairy now to the machine. You will not stop me. The fairy! It's going in!
Blast.
Oh.
Best hold on to my weighted companion. I'm unable to find a solution to our current
Must I now run?
Dust.
Oh.
As innovative as the tactic of attempting exactly the same thing that didn't work the last time is, another peek around wouldn't kill anyone. It's not that kind of game. It's a good throwable weight. Aerodynamic looking too.
Well, maybe we can double our fun with the rock.
How's that? I'm afraid I've not... Don't be fooled by the rocks that I've got. I'm still Francis from...
Bubbles!
Well, that ought to do the trick.
Ah, the mighty beast is slain.
Opportunity while this is offline to do a spot of rebranding outside. Victory is ours, Sub-Lieutenant Jones. Now I know how Nelson felt at Trafalgar. Prior to being shot, of course. Although, I'm fairly certain I pulled something in my throwing arm earlier, so I can empathize. Quickly, Sub-Lieutenant Jones! We don't have long. Do you have a flag ready for hoisting?
Standard.
Yes. Is it ready to go?
Aye, boyo.
Right. Now make sure it's the right way round. Honestly, the number of people that make that mistake, it's just bad schooling if you ask me.
I think I hear someone coming. Will I hoist it now, boyo?
Steady, Jones. It isn't official unless we play the national anthem. Fortunately, I have it saved on this anodized aluminium portable music player.
Quickly, boyo. They're almost here.
I'm trying, but I think someone's put it on shuffle. Okay, I got it. Now.
Jesus Christ. We appear to have set the French ship on fire.
Stop this at once. Ha! This land is hereby property of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. C'est bien. Well, pardon? Oh, excusez-moi. Your queen is welcome to this Baron Infernal Rock, Monsieur English. Je suis désolé. We have discovered a land so abundant and fertile that even the grapes are... we harvest will be so ripe and succulent that even you British, in spite of your primitive, insipid palate, will acknowledge the superiority of our fine French wine. Au revoir, Monsieur English.
I think we'd better be heading on ourselves, boyo.
I concur, Sir Lieutenant Jones. It was delightful meeting you, chaps, eh? Arrivederci.
No wonder it's shaped like a Concorde.
Bourgogne Chardonnay, 2015. Good year.
Look, boyo, over there.
Now that's America.
Why does it always rain in England?
faded glory in tattered gowns for Majesty. Remember, all surrender is standing proud.
That was clever. Right, well, definitely a pretty good game, somewhat short as well. There are still a fair few achievements that I did not unlock, so anyway, a fair amount of achievements, about half of them I think, that I did not get, but that is okay for this. I think this is a good amount for this stream, especially since not only did we finish this, but it's actually a nice little self-contained thingy. So thank you to all of you who joined for the stream. Remember to do that sharing thing and that liking thing and that other thing and the third thing and the fifth thing and all the things. All the things help and, you know, give a nice little fuzzy feeling inside. Other than that, not a lot to be said. So once again, thank you for joining for this, and goodbye for now. Ta!